Survival Doc here, with some advice on using your stored grains and beans. To many of us, cooking consists of warming up last night's delivery pizza in a microwave oven. If this is you, you might have a problem when it comes time to using the whole foods, such as the dried beans, that you have tucked away in your survival food stockpile. Today, I am going to introduce an easy and energy efficient way to cook your dried beans and grains. I am going to demonstrate using brown rice because brown rice is something that a lot of people have trouble with because normally it takes about 45 minutes to cook. This could be a problem if energy is in short supply. You can save on your cooking time by soaking your dried foods overnight before cooking them. This isn't critical when cooking rice, but it is extremely important when using dried beans. But even soaked beans can take 45 minutes to an hour to cook. So the first thing that I want to do is to introduce you to my favorite kitchen appliance. If you have been watching some of my other videos, you might think that my favorite appliance is my wok. Well, you are close, but actually my favorite kitchen appliance is my pressure cooker. If you have used a pressure cooker to cook brown rice before, you have probably run into the problem of the rice sticking to the bottom of the pan. The problem is that with a pressure cooker, you can't remove the lid during the cooking process so that you can stir the pot. You also can't monitor the amount of water so that you can add more if needed. I am going to show you a way to pressure cook perfect brown rice every time, and even if you don't add the exact right amount of water, your rice will never stick to the bottom. The key is to cook your rice in a stainless steel bowl like this one. Of course, it goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. You must choose a stainless steel bowl that will fit inside your pressure cooker. I have several sizes that I use depending on how many people I'm going to feed. Today I think I'll use this bowl. This is a 1.5 quart size. It actually is a little bit big because I'm only cooking 1 cup of brown rice, but it's better too big than too small. Your rice will expand, of course, so you need a bigger bowl. It doesn't really have to be quite this big. The first thing I will do is I'll put the trivet that comes with the pressure cooker in the bottom of the pressure cooker, and then I'll add about 1 inch of water to the bottom of my pressure cooker. Okay, there I have about 1 inch of water in the bottom of my pressure cooker. The amount of water you have in here is not critical, just want enough so that it does not dry out. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse my dried rice like I always do. And then I'm going to cover my rice with water, having the water about 1/2 inch higher than the rice. Okay, I've rinsed my rice, and I've added water to my rice, and I have the water just about 1/2 inch above the rice. Again, the amount of water is not critical. I put the bowl inside the pressure cooker with the water in the pressure cooker, lock down the top, put my regulator on, and turn the heat on high. Okay, it's been about 8 minutes since we turned our heat on. As you can see, the indicator has popped up indicating that the pressure is up. Our regulator is rocking vigorously. At this point, we'll set our timer for 15 minutes because you want to start your timer when the regulator starts rocking. We'll turn the heat down. Very low. I want the regulator to just gently rock. And in 15 minutes we'll turn it off, let the pressure fall down, and our rice will be done. Okay, there goes our timer. It's been 15 minutes since we reached pressure. We'll turn off the stove. We'll allow the pressure to drop on its own before we open it. This little indicator right here will drop down when the pressure is back to normal. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes and our indicator has fallen, showing us that the pressure is down. We'll move the regulator. You never want to remove the regulator until the pressure is down. We'll open up our pressure cooker. Carefully remove our rice. There, as you can see, My pressure cooker is clean. Basically all I'll have to do is just rinse and wipe that out. There's my brown rice, cooked perfect every time. You always want to fluff your brown rice with a fork. And there you have it. Perfect brown rice every time. Pressure cookers were the microwave ovens of our grandparents and great-grandparents' day because they allowed them to cook foods in about 1/3 the time it normally took. Now, if you decide to buy a pressure cooker, there are basically two types that you can get. You can get a pressure cooker made out of aluminum or one like this one made out of stainless steel. The stainless steel ones will cost about $20 more than the aluminums, but I recommend you go ahead and invest in the stainless steel. Pressure cooker will last you a lifetime. Now, stainless steel pressure cooker like this could cost you anywhere from $45 to $300 in the store. However, I see them at estate sales all the time for anywhere from $2 to $10, with the average being about $5 or $6. And the ones I see in estate sales generally are just as good as new. The things that you might have to replace from time to time is this gasket that goes in the lid. This could last anywhere from a couple of years to 10 years depending on how often you use it. And also sometimes you have to replace this little pop-out valve. This is a safety valve. What happens is if your pressure cooker becomes clogged, rather than building up too much pressure and exploding, this little valve right here will pop out. So that's the worst thing that could happen, is this pops out to release the pressure. Of course, pressure cookers are also used for canning foods. That's the reason I got a tall one, because I can put jars in this one to can food. But actually, they also make larger pressure cookers which are made for canning. This is my canning pressure cooker. Basically, it's the same thing as my smaller pressure cooker. This one is aluminum, but it's the same thing as my smaller pressure cooker, except for it is a lot larger. And as you can see, you can put quite a few glass jars in there. This is Survival Doc reminding you, be prepared or be prepared to be fleeced.